but my doubt was cleared, ma'am.
Okay, good.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
My screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, let me just tell you, we are heading towards the close of our course, clear, and the syllabus too. We are left with very few things. And, maybe this week or by next week, I'll finish off with everything. And from this week, in this week particularly, I mean, 23rd to 29th or maybe 31st. Yeah. So 24th to 31st, I'm going to schedule all your exams and all your tests. Okay, so that we can finish off with all those things, and I can also issue your marks before you take sit down to take your end semester exam. Right? Your end semesters are from second, right? Is it? Maybe we
Yes.
can. It is from when? Second of February.
We don't know the dates, but it's from first week of February, I guess.
Okay, I mean it was possibly, as far as I remember, it's from 2nd of February. Okay, so we also have 15, 22nd, and 29th as working days, so we have enough time. Okay, we'll see to it. What we need to do there. Okay, so we have a class today, then again we have a class tomorrow. We'll be able to complete. Okay, I'm not worried
Ma'am,
much. Yes.
How many tests will be there for BCom?
We are left with all the tests for lab. Okay, the lab activities. I'll let you know everything. Okay. The reason for putting all the tests together is so that I have less number of defaulters. Okay, defaulters means students who missed out their test. Okay, if I keep on taking tests every day, that will have so many defaulters for so many things. And then at the end I'll have to look for each activity and find out who missed it, and then I'll have to run after you people. Yeah. So the best way is to assign it one day. Clear. I mean, maybe a test of 40 marks on one day or 30 marks one day, and then 40 marks again on one day. So that actually will make you, sorry, will give you time to prepare and appear the test. You will take it seriously. Take it, and I will have less number of defaulters too. Okay, if you won't be missing out so many things. Yeah, so that's the thing. So maybe 7 or 8 tests for lab, and one assignment. I mean, yes, one internal quiz is still left. So 8 or 9, all in all. ठीक है, करना कुछ नहीं है. ठीक है, I'll make you do everything. You just need to attend the session. It's all clear. ठीक है.
Yes.
Okay. Now we have completed report writing. The another very important part or tool of communication is business letter. Yeah. Uh, we started writing letters at workplace in form of applications. Okay, at our schools. Okay. Now it has come down to different situations. For example, the email that you people wrote about your uh, question paper. Okay, that's one part. Yeah. The different mails that you write to ICT cell, to SAP people, to admission cell, okay, to Flipkart most of the time, or to banks, or to everywhere. Okay, anywhere or everywhere that you write mails or you send letters to. Clear? Those are part of the sorry, those are part of the business organization, and that must reflect your professional communication skills. Okay. Now, what are the things we are going to study here? The structure and the standard elements that needs to be followed. Clear the different situations in which you are going to write the business letter. Clear why a business letter is important. Okay, we'll be talking about that, the objectives, the different types of messages we need to understand or have a clear, idea about. And the next thing is we are also going to talk about what type of business letter is included in your course. Okay, so this is a short uh, presentation. It's only for 13 slides. Okay, but again, this is totally from the book, so need not to worry. Yeah, whichever you're following, the book or the chapter in the book or the slides, it's almost the same. Okay, okay. Now, facts about business letter is it's an indispensable part tool of communication in business. Okay, I mean a business cannot run without business communication through letters. Okay, letters or emails now. Yeah, it cannot. It simply cannot. Only through verbal communication things cannot work. Clear? Now, why is it important or what are the purposes for which business letters are used, which is exchanging business information, establishing business relationships, creation of markets, substitute to personal visits, saving cost and time, maintaining secrecy, increasing goodwill, formal agreement, settlement of transaction, use as reference, legal acceptance, assistance in local and international trade is some of the important purposes. Taken, not all. I mean, it is more than this. Okay, but some of the major functions of business letter is this. Yeah, establishing business relationships. Only through exchange of written communication or letters, the business organizations maintain their relationships. Okay, now in case if you want to create a market, you cannot simply go and you have conducted a survey and you want to know that this is. If you figure out that this is a favorable market for your business, clear, or for your product, clear, you simply cannot work only with your assumptions. Okay, or just because you're liking the place. There are certain protocols you need to follow, and you need to write down different letters to maybe the administration, to the government, to the own organization, and so many things. Okay, letters are substitute to personal visit. Obviously, when announcement is made from the governor's office, you really cannot expect the founder to come down to your house, knocking the door and telling you about the information, right? It is always a substitute for the personal visit. Okay, saving cost and time. I don't think so. Your generation would have ever written down or ever have received letters that were actually there. Uh, those. Envelopes or those stamps, take care those postcards or those telegrams. It's not there in your generation now. Clear, I guess we were the last people to witness them. Okay. But yes, it is very. The letters that we are using now are very cost effective and time effective too. Take care maintaining secrecy with mail and all. Secrecy maintained hota hai, but at times it has loopholes too. ठीक है, this is how it is working. I mean, it is considered to maintain secrecy. Next is increasing goodwill. I mean, any company maintains their goodwill only when they understand that they are benefiting each other, or they are having same idea, or they are working on the by staying on the same page. Clear. So this is how it work, settlement of transactions, take care all your refunds of the your shoppings on Flipkart and Amazon or Swiggy, Ola, take care all those things are a part of business letter only. Take care used as a reference, with the different notices that are issued. Yeah, those are referred to. Now, business letters have legal acceptance. Okay, I mean the verbal messages or the WhatsApp messages do not have legal acceptance. Take care. When you're sending DMs, take care. That's the reason I ask you all the time. Please put it in a group because when it is in the group, it is treated as an official thing, and we are bound to answer your things there. Okay. So to have legal acceptance, make sure you are using this business letter and assistance in local and international trade. That's again a part of the business thing. Yeah. So these are some of the important motives, purposes of the business letter. Next is, when we talk about letter, the first thing that we need to understand is that the letters have letter content which is called message. Okay. And messages across business, the business messages that we call are of four types. Okay. Now, writing a clear and focused message should be the motive of letters, business letters particularly, okay, because if it is not clear and it is not focused, okay, maybe that will have noise in the communication channel and the desired response will not be there. Okay, so when you draft the content, the message, make sure you understand what type of message are you creating. Yeah, so you have four categories, which is general message, positive news, bad news, and negative message. Okay, clear? Okay, this is a PDF. Okay. Okay. So general message, positive news, bad news, and negative message. Clear? So general messages will have a direct approach of communicating the information. For example, in case of apology, congratulatory greetings, etc. Okay, they don't use buffer statements or beating around the bush. Means it has to be very direct sentence. For example, we congratulate you for completing so and so, so many years with the organization. Okay, it won't say that. So you joined back in 2018. We expected that you're not going to work, but somehow you proved yourself. So many unnecessary things or irrelevant things will not be there. Yeah, if it's a congratulatory message for an anniversary, work anniversary, it would be talking about that. Clear? In your in case if your deliveries are delayed, your shopping deliveries are delayed, clear, you get an apology mail or a message. Okay, they don't talk about that there is a failure of manpower or someone denied to deliver at your locality, or someone failed to pick up the parcel. Yeah, they simply tell you that we apologize for the delay. Okay, it's as simple as that. Okay, so you need to understand that the direct approach of communicating in a business letter is always recommended and preferred. Okay. Next, positive news is mainly written to reassure or convey constructive informations like a transmittal confirmation, summary, or clarification, and to play down the negative elements. Okay. Now, in case if something you something is trying to get something sounds negative. Yeah. So you need to put it in a way that it sounds positive. Yeah. For example, suppose you have been awarded zero because of your absence, long absence in the class. Okay, or just because of not showing up for any activities, you have been awarded zero, or your activities have been evaluated as zero. Okay. However, we consider in case if you are facing some medical issues, yeah, please provide us the details, and we are here to consider it. Okay, so this is how you turn the negative element to positive. Yeah, and then you put it in a way that it is not coming as a shock to the you know द रीडर. ठीक है, मतलब अगर मैंने किसी बच्चे को मेल कर दिया कि बच्चा तुझे 0 मार्क्स मिल रहे हैं बिकॉज ऑफ योर एब्सेंस, ठीक है, he would get into a shock. ठीक है, I mean he would not understand that yes, it was his mistake that he had not attended the class or anything, but he will get into a shock. ठीक है, so to make it neutralize the effect, What I do is I ask him if there are some medical issues. He can give me the proofs or give me the references. Clear and consider it. Okay. So it actually diffuses the negative effect. Okay. The same goes with the bad news and the negative messages. Okay. Now, bad news again, there are something which no one wants to hear. Okay, so in case if you have to draft bad news, you need to have an indirect approach. Okay, for example, we use phrases like "with deep, regret, we want to inform you." Yeah, or unfortunately, we are, informing you about this. Okay, so there are some, neutral words, phrases which actually brings down the effect of the bad news or the negative news, so that the reader does not get the shock, or they are not. I mean, it is they don't feel stressed. ठीक है but ठीक है मैसेज का impact तो हर किसी को होता है, but it shouldn't be sounding that you are rude, you're being very blunt with the news, or being very blunt with sending the negative messages. ठीक है, for example, rejection or applications, promotions. ठीक है, you have to be very very uh, positive. You need to turn it into very positive thing. ठीक है, for example, if I show you one. ठीक है, let me show it to you. Give a minute. I'll show you one thing. Okay, we submitted a paper, clear, and this is what the reply is. Okay. Dear D. Kantarao Pallavikiran, an initial review of this paper has made it clear that the editorial board of the International Journal is unable to accept this submission. Okay? They could have used the word "we refuse to accept it." Okay? Or it is rejected. The reasons for the declination are attached to in this mail. Okay? See how it's a negative message, but it's not coming as a shock to us. Okay? What they do is you might also consider submitting this manuscript to a more suitable journal, or resubmit the manuscript to IJAL as a new submission after revision. However, there is no guarantee of acceptance for publication. Okay? Again, they are mentioning, this is the negative thing. There is no guarantee of acceptance or publication. Okay? Uh, and we are unable to accept it for this submission for this journal. देखिए these are negative messages, but देखो इसको पूरा कैसे the impact has been diluted. Clear? It's not coming as a shock. I mean, it's very it's submitting paper for 6 to 7 long months. Clear? And then this is what we get. This is very difficult. Okay, this actually adds a shock to us. Okay, but just because the message has been drafted in a way that it doesn't sound that it is negative. Clear? So this has to be taken care of. Okay. For all the bad news and for all the negative messages, you can read more on this on page number 350 and 351. Okay, the business letter writing. The best letters should have a conversational tone and read as if the reader is being spoken to. Take care. Should have a conversational tone. An initial review of this has made it clear that editorial board of this is unable to accept this submission. Take care. Very conversational. Yeah, it would read as if someone is speaking to me. Yeah. So this is one. And conversational tone should be practiced only when you are reading more, you are practicing to draft general sentences, specific sentences more. You understand how to write it in a condensed form. Clear? All those things needs a practice, and also you need to understand that business letter to have the conversational tone of the business letter. You need clarity, cordiality, conviction, correctness, completeness, conciseness, and courtesy. Okay, these are called the 7 C's of business letter. Okay, 7 C's, C and S. Okay, 7 C's, which is clarity, cordiality, conviction, correctness, completeness, conciseness, and courtesy. Okay, so clarity means you have to be clear on action, what exactly you want your reader to do. Take a cordiality are words like giving respect. Take a or greeting them, for example, using words like dear sir or respected sir, ma'am, whatever, clear, and then you're closing with a you know mm, words like regards or you're faithful, yours faithfully. So those are called complimentary close. Convictions, like you are believing on something, you know that what you are saying or what you're writing is true. Clear, you're not providing any false facts. Okay, so with your business letters, it has to have a conviction. Next is correctness. Correctness is everything that you say should be flawless. It shouldn't have spelling errors and everything. Okay, completeness means you should let the reader understand what is to be done. Matlab, suppose if this letter was, if this sentence was not written clear, however, there is no guarantee of acceptance for publication. Okay, if this was not written, I would have assumed that they want me to revise the paper, revise the manuscript, and then they want me to submit it again as a new submission after revision, because they somehow have liked the paper and they want to give us a chance. Okay, but by mentioning this, however, there is no guarantee of acceptance publication. They have given us a clear choice that if we submit, we'll have to follow the same process again. Okay, and we'll have to wait, and again if it is rejected, it is not the responsibility of the tutorial team, because we cannot later claim that you asked us to submit the paper and it is not considered for publication. Yeah, so that is what it means. It should have a complete complete message should be given out, and a complete meaning of the message should be understood to the reader. Clear, there should be no scope for interpreting anything else. Yeah, conciseness, talking about the things which is exactly what you need to. Okay, irrelevant things should be avoided. Okay, courtesy should be given, words like please, kindly, or with uh, using words like sincerely. Okay, kind. All those words are the courtesy words. Okay, so those actually helps in maintaining the conversational tone. Okay, now even if you're drafting bad news, or you're drafting a negative message, don't you think that मैं तो उसे job से निकाल रहा हूँ, why should I need to be cordial? Okay, why do I need to have courtesy in those letters? No, ठीक है, it has to have these courtesy even if the messages are bad. ठीक है, तुम्हें अभी ऑफर लेटर मिलेगा और तुम्हें फिर you'll be getting resignation letters also. Now imagine if you're getting your resignation letters and you are being abused. The words that those words will stay in your mind and that will be written down. So that will put a question on the ethical behavior of the company. Take over if you are drafting such things that will question your ethical behavior. So even if you're writing mails for for yourself or for your organization for any bad situations or bad news, clear negative news, you have to be cordial and you need to maintain the courtesy. Okay, that should not be forgotten. And when you're drafting mails to your teachers also, you simply write one line in the mail and then you send it to the teachers. Learn these things. It is not hard. the mails that you're drafting to your teachers, that stays, right? It will be there in your inbox, and later, after 2 years, 3 years, when you read them, clear, it will make you feel good कि अच्छा मैं तो बहुत पहले से ही I knew all these skills. I mean, it's just that I have I mean, it has come down to my skills so naturally that I mean, no one would believe that I would have actually learned it. Okay, and all these clarity, cordiality, conviction, the 7 C's will actually come when you put them into practice. ठीक है, मतलब मैंने सिर्फ यहाँ पढ़ा दिया, बुक में लिखा हुआ है, will not help. ठीक है, until unless you put them into practice. Okay. Now the significance are that they are appropriate forms of communication when the information to be conveyed is a complex. Okay. Imagine if I was to give you your marks. Okay, the overall marks for your PCOM, for your internal marks, and for your lab marks. Okay, and if I uh, think that just announcing them in the class verbally would help. Can you imagine 85 students, and 85 students individual 8 activities plus 2 internal assignments plus mid semester marks. Yeah, I would uh, be very correct, or would be very accurate in sending those marks, or would be you would be uh, reading it or hearing it as clearly as it is supposed to be. ठीक है, नहीं होगा. ठीक है. So for this complex situation, if I don't depend upon letters or the emails, clear, it would be very difficult. Yeah. Like reserve as permanent records are a valuable repository of information which can be referred to in future. Okay. Now, only written documents can be retrieved later. I mean, the orals can be with the help of the technological devices and all. Okay, but you need to understand that your letters that you are writing, you think कि ठीक है इस situation के लिए मैंने लिख दिया ना, ये एक बारी resolve हो जाएगा, उसके बाद फिर क्या मतलब है. ठीक है, नहीं, that stays. ठीक है, that stays. So in case if you are you have to retrieve your mail in your future, make sure it is correctly drafted, it has everything, because if you're trying to put it as a record or put it as a proof to something, clear, and if it is not written properly, it will not be having a legal acceptance. Okay. Next, they help reach out to a large and geographically diverse audience economically, obviously. Okay. I mean, your founders reaching out to all the students, all the employees around kid uh, is possible only through the email communication or the written communication. Yeah, I mean, if he assumes that I'll stand on the roof of his house and then he will announce the notices or the information, that will work. Will that actually work? No. Okay. So, it has to have a proper medium channel, and the business letter fits best when we need to reach out to large and geographically diverse audience. Yeah, it's very cost saving and it is very time effective too. Yeah, समझ में आया? Any question? Okay, so we'll quickly look what we are exactly going to do here. Okay, so the business letter, as I said, is divided into two parts: structure. Structure is the positioning of the elements, and layout is the general format. Okay, what are the general formats of business letter? We'll be talking about that. When I'm talking about the general format, I'm talking about the hard copies of it. Okay, I mean, I'm not talking about the email formats. I'm talking about the hard copies, which actually follows different formatting. Okay, and in structure we have standard elements and additional elements. Okay, standard elements matlab without which the letter format cannot be done or cannot be considered official. And additional elements, depending upon the different situations, what are the additional things we need to add. Uh, that comes under traditional elements and their positioning particularly. We'll be talking about that. And there are two formats, which is block layout and modified block layout. Block layout is everything which is aligned on left to the margin. Okay, that is called block layout. And modified block layout is the heading is centrally aligned and date, complementary clause, and signature blocks are all right aligned. Okay, so that is called modified block layout. Okay, the samples are given on page number 360. It's all given on the book. We will check them in tomorrow's class. Okay, we have a lab class tomorrow, and we'll check the formats there. We'll refer to what is given in the book, and then accordingly we'll talk about the standard elements. ठीक है, then the additional elements थोड़ा ज़्यादा है because you need to know them in details because of your exams also. Out of all these types of business letters, there are three that you need to study. I have already highlighted them. Okay, we'll be talking about that. They are discussed in detail. Okay, so that's all. So maybe by tomorrow we'll be able to complete this. Okay, any question?
Ma'am, when will lab goes?
I'll tell you ना ये lab का ही part है ठीक है business letter is the last thing of the lab. Let me just finish this. I told you ना it will be with in the third week of January ठीक है maybe 24 to 29 वाला week में ठीक है we will complete that. ठीक है I'll announce the date. I'll give you proper time to schedule your presence for the test. ठीक है don't worry. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
So then quickly we'll mark the attendance. I have a class again. I have not marked your attendance for past 2 days in the SAP. I'll do it.